Ian, well, happy 1 year anniversary with Notts County. In your own words, how do you look back on the year?
Yeah, great. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's gone fast. It feels like it's gone fast. I said sometimes it feels like you've been here longer because of the amount of games. It feels, especially recently, how many games there's been in that space of time. Because I kind of came into Saturday, Tuesday, and it's felt like that quite a lot. But it's been great, thoroughly enjoyable, and yeah, happy to still be here.
I noticed on Tuesday night chatting to Charlie Slater, you gave yourself a B plus for the game in the chat about. In fact, that reminds me. Did you get to meet your primary school teacher?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. It was great. Yeah, we had a bit of the group of friends that I went to school with when I was younger got together. My teacher had been unwell, and so they did a bit of a reunion, lifted his spirits and stuff. And he's been doing great lately. So came down to the game, and it was just nice to see him and catch up a little bit.
Going back to my original question, you gave yourself a B plus, I think, on that night. Is that kind of where you would put yourself for the year in charge?
Yeah, B maybe. I still think we've got a lot to go. I think we've shown at times where our top level can be, and sometimes I think some of the football we've played has been really really good. I would say home we've been fantastic a lot of the time. Away we need to be better. So yeah, maybe a slightly lower grade than that. But that's good. Then there's something to work towards.
That's very honest of you. I want to go back to the start because it was probably a tough baptism for you for what you came into, and results didn't go your way initially. And I remember the interviews what we had at the start, and I don't think you ever doubted yourself. That's not the way it came across to me. But were there any doubts in that early stages when you didn't get off to the perfect start that I guess that you wanted?
No, I mean you always want to start well because you want to get kind of everybody on side and feeling in a good place, and you just want to start well. That's normal, but it wasn't the greatest start. We certainly from the trophy game, and then I think it was only 2 wins in the first 8. But I did see some signs of progress in the way that we wanted to play, although the results weren't coming. I trust in what I do, and I just knew I needed a bit more time with them to get them working how we wanted them to work, and I felt like we had good buy-in from the players, and yeah, then you have to you have to trust what you've been doing for a long while, and yeah, I think the players have been great for me. They've wanted to learn and wanted to develop and wanted to improve themselves, and then it makes my job a lot easier.
You make a good point now. I guess even though perhaps results weren't going your way initially, was it maybe the buy-in from the players and belief of players that's a main part, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, I know we play a little bit different to a lot of teams, probably lower down in the leagues, and I think that a lot of people say you can't play that way, or players are not good enough to play that way, and I think the minute that you trust the players to do it, I think that they enjoy that because it shows that you believe in them and that there's a confidence that we can do it and we are good enough to do it. If it goes wrong, we've got clear reference points why it goes wrong. So I just think, yeah, players want to have a coach that believes that they can be good football players. And I think if you have that as your start point, I think it's, of course, quite easier to get buy-in from everybody.
Obviously, after the tough start, you led the team into the playoffs, and this season you're in the playoffs again. I'm going to put you on the spot a bit here, but is there a highlight moment from the first year?
Yeah, the Chesterfield game in the I know we're playing them tomorrow, so don't want to rub everyone up the wrong way, but certainly last year the obviously we've been without fans, and then we got the fans back, and we played that quarter final here with the last minute goal. Was a brilliant game and a great feeling. So that was, of course, the highlight of last season. And then let's hope that we haven't had the highlight yet, that it's still getting better.
We kind of preempted that because I was going to come on to Chesterfield, and you can't talk about Chesterfield really without looking back to that game last season. It just had a bit of everything, didn't it? I mean, the memories are still fresh for what you did coming from behind, last minute winner. It was so perfect.
Yeah, well, You say that as a person watching it. I say we were 2 goals. We could let 2 goals in and we were behind. So then I don't know how perfect it was, but as a spectacle for people to watch, I think it was a great game. And of course for us, the way it ended was perfect. But there were still some imperfections in the way that we played. But sometimes it's going to be that way. And like I felt against Dagenham was a little bit like that. Wasn't perfect. We played a good first half. Second half, we had to just work out a way to win when we weren't at our absolute best. And that's part of it, I guess.
You've obviously seen Chesterfield quite recently, but they maybe we're a different side away from home. Where would their biggest threats come from on Saturday at Meadow Lane?
I mean, I think when we played them away, we struggled a little bit. We struggled to get going really with our passing and moving the ball. They pressed us really well. They were aggressive and front foot, and I think they'll absolutely try and do the same again. I'm sure they're not going to let us settle on the ball and have it our way. They're going to try and disrupt what we want to do, and they've got plenty of quality in there as well. A lot of good football players. Paul Cook, really experienced manager, knows exactly what he's doing. He's been around these situations in big games many times before, so I'm sure that they're going to be well up for it, well organised and difficult to play against.
Since we last spoke, you brought in central defender Sam Graham for a loan spell. What will he bring for you?
I mean, it helps that he's been here before because it's somebody that's coming in for a short period of time, a lot of pressure on the games, and the fact that he's familiar with the surroundings is great. He's got good physicality, he's comfortable playing with the ball. He's played in a Rochdale team who we played earlier in the season, and I've watched Rochdale and they play nice football, they play with the back three. So a lot of things that mean that he can drop straight in, and I don't think it's going to be completely foreign to him. And I think that's going to help us enormously, of course, with at the moment, we've got, of course, Kyle Cameron out and Richard Brindley out, so having support in that area is enormous.
Just want to bring you back to Tuesday night. You got the 3 points. It was a 1-0 win. But do you see any negatives that you weren't able to finish them off? You had some great chances in the game. So what's more important, 3 points for you, or do you look back and go, we should really have done better?
I think we created a lot of chances, and the final piece sometimes didn't come. But I think what I liked was that we were 1-0. So we went ahead against Dagenham, and for the last kind of 25 minutes, I didn't really feel like we had enough attacks and it established enough threat on them. And I think then it's dangerous to sit back. I didn't really feel like we sat back at 1-0. I felt like we were still going forwards to score the second. And because of that, then I'm happy. I'd be more concerned if we gave all the territory up and just let them create loads and loads of chances, and it was more lucky. But I felt like we were quite controlled within the game, so from that perspective it would have been nice to have got the second, but I felt like we were pretty in control of the situations, which is probably the most important.
And you made some really good words, and they stood out to my attention. I'm just reading them now. You said some of our play was sensational. Some of the patterns, the movements, and the chances we created. That you must be happy to say things like that, because to do that to a very good Boreham Wood side, whose manager as well said it was one of the best performances of the season against them.
Yeah, he's a great guy, Luke, and we sat afterwards and spoke, and he was I thought he was really humble after the game, and we played well, and I think he just acknowledged that, and that was nice to hear. And they've had such a good season, they've been so hard to break down, so we knew we'd have to be at our best, the way we passed and moved the ball, and the patterns that we worked with to be able to open them up. And if we were anything below that, we'd have had a problem in the game. So I was really happy that we could kind of deliver that sort of performance, especially in the first half.